That's why I can't play this game anymore. Last night there was somebody. Can you tell me? Wasn't it The Guardian that came out with the Snowden story?
Yeah.
Okay. Have you seen the review of The Eye of Moloch in The Guardian? Came out yesterday?
No.
Okay, this is amazing. This is amazing. A Liberal's Confession. I actually enjoyed Glenn Beck's latest book. Now listen to this story. Politico ran a piece checking in on Glenn Beck's post-Fox News career and came away with a headline that even a non-conspiracy theorist might find suspiciously dismissive. Glenn Beck's empire, not influence, grows. The article describes some of his out-of-box adventures, a line of jeans, a recent performance art extravaganza, a new reality show with Vince Vaughn, notes that he made a lot of money last year but weighs his achievements against what Politico considers to be more important. Whether he's a lightning rod, catalyst, or political icon, he is not what he used to be, as one journalism professor put it. It is true that Beck's disappearance from the national cable news has lessened his visibility in the sphere of that political values, but his becoming more of an entertainment force has not diminished his political impact. Rather, it has revealed how deep of an impact he intends on having. Yes, Rush Limbaugh has more listeners. Sean Hannity commands more oppressive roster of guests, but Glenn Beck has an audience hoarding seeds and gold. That's not who the audience is. They do not subscribe to his political views. They subscribe to him. Not true again. We believe in a set of ideas. Over the July 4th holiday weekend, 16,000 people, make that 20, sat through a thunderstorm at Salt Lake City's outdoor arena to see his personal presentation of a 3-hour performance that included, among other flights of fancy, the Tower of Babel recreated from the moon's perspective. Now, that's one of the worst things there's journalism at its best.
They like this.
Yeah,
they like this.
Just wait, because this is fascinating. He is only on the radio for 3 hours a day, but he has cable network, The Blaze, produced 43 hours of original programming, all filtered through Beck's idiosyncratic, paranoid libertarian outlook. Paranoid. Remember this. Mm-hmm. Forget comparisons to Beck and Rush. It's apt to say Beck is more like Fox News President Roger Ailes. In fact, Beck oversees a network in addition to a curated home shopping website. We should be comparing him to Oprah. She might market aspirationally, buy these things so you can live a beautiful life. Beck is marketing sun ovens, food insurance, more direct, buy these things so you can live. Beck's paranoid style, paranoid again, is familiar to outsiders, the point of parody, blah, 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 blah. It goes on. He goes on, this author, she goes on to write about all the different things we do. And she says, I haven't read his Yuletide tearjerker Christmas books yet, and you can't make me. I haven't read Agenda 21 either, though I might yet do it. It is still speculative fiction based on so loosely the United Nations document of the same name, so loved by Beck and his cohort, Harriet Park. According to the books earlier, blah, blah, blah. But with the Overton window, just last month, The Eye of Moloch came out. Beck skipped the middleman or woman claiming sole authorship. No, read the first page of the book. Gosh, these people are stupid. And he directly invited readers to continue the book's content to be faction. Here's the weird thing. I actually enjoyed it. Both books cover the ground you expect, blah, blah, blah. And so she goes on to say that it really makes sense. She said, I did laugh out loud when he described how a government run by progressive goons would throw up roadblocks to free speech on the internet by starting pointless flame wars. In the bowels of a detention center, former agitators are put to use. An old hand explains their jobs to a newbie. Lana doesn't say much because she's got some real talent. She works mostly stirring up trouble on the blogs, starting comment wars on social news sites, that sort of thing. What's the value of that? Are you kidding? These days, it's enormously valuable. With everyone so connected, it's the best place to mess with public opinion. Even though it's all anonymous, people seem to think they're just talking to a group of friends. Probably 9 out of 10 of those user comments you read on some of those sites are bought and paid for. Okay, so she goes on, she said, I read that, and now that I think about it, I think that actually makes sense. So she goes on and on and on, discrediting me as saying at the same time, this makes sense, and you have to see what he's saying here. But she keeps calling me paranoid. And the reason why she's calling me paranoid on this is because we are being monitored, and we're being listened to, and we have government progressives that are doing nefarious things. And I couldn't help but read this and realize and wonder when it will dawn on her that it was her newspaper that broke the Snowden story. So as they mock me for saying the government is doing these things...
They're reporting the government is doing these things.
They're reporting exactly that.
That's amazing.
I mean, what he said they can do and are doing is the story of the Eye of Moloch. Remember, that story broke the week the Eye of Moloch came out, and I said, I can't believe the coincidence, because exactly what he's saying they can do and are doing, that's the case in the Eye of Moloch. That story is what you're living through right now and what it looks like, you know, perhaps 2, 3, 4, 5 years down the road.
And even as she's calling the premise of the book reasonable, she's calling you paranoid for putting it out.
And it's in her paper that Snowden made the charge. I mean, it's incredible. It's incredible. The minds of people have been so closed. And that's, I think, the secret to life. The secret to life is to never close your mind. To always be willing to listen to the other side, to always be listening to somebody who has a differing point of view and say, now, wait a minute, explain this to me again. Before I dismiss you as a total kook, what is your evidence here? What is it that you're saying? You have the guys from the Tides Foundation saying this isn't a Trojan horse. What does that mean? Who is that guy? Well, who is he talking to? Okay, you have a couple of the senators saying the same thing, and they're connected how? They're connected to the Tides Foundation. How? You have this from the president. Why has he changed his point of view? It's so easy unless you have a closed mind. And everybody who says that you're closed-minded, I want you to ask yourself, has the opinion of this nation changed in the last 8 years? Has your opinion of what's really going on, of what the Republicans really are, forget about the Democrats, what the Republicans really are, in the last 8 or 10 years, has your opinion of George W. Bush changed at all? Why? Is it because of the press? Or is it because you did your homework and you realized, wait a minute, I was wrong on a few things? How's your opinion of the war? Is it because of the press? Is it because of propaganda? Is it because it's made you popular? Or is it because you've done your homework? See, I contend we're the ones with a really open mind because we're the ones who have changed. We're the ones who've changed. They haven't noticed it. But we're the ones who have said, wait a minute, our side was wrong. Our side was big time wrong for a long time. And what are you doing? You're just watching. You're getting your news from the movies. We're actually challenging ourselves and reading and learning history and then putting things together. And you can call us conspiracy freaks all you want. But I got news for you. You're the closed-minded one. Because without any facts, you make judgments. We require facts before we make our judgment. And then when we put those facts together, you may disagree with them, but you won't even listen to our side, where we're forced to listen to yours.